the latest looks and styles at Katie's, with popular brands like Kenneth Cole, Hugo Boss, and Michael Kors at affordable prices. Let Katie's outfit you for your next outing. Katie's, located on Spooners Hill.
Hi, I'm Richard Stoute. You're watching The Boiler Room. H2P Media. Thank you for joining us.
So what do you think now? All right, so we get all that information. What do you think now about who going to succeed you?
I was just going to ask that question.
You was just going to ask.
I'm very...
There's only one Richard Stoute.
Yes.
There will be a Richard Stoute competition after.
And they have more stouts than beers.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But I'm glad you asked that, because 7 years ago I was awarded. I received an award in New Jersey. The New Jersey organization through Ricky Jordan and his people. They awarded me, and Edwin Yearwood was the performer there that night.
Yeah.
I even went downstairs and sang a couple of songs with him, and then he said to me, Pops, you know, we haven't really done anything. I have never really done anything for you, major man. What you think? What you thinking? What can I do? I said, Edwin, you know, this is what I would like you all to do. I like you and Allison and Rupi and TC and Adrian Clark and all you guys come together and form an association, the Richard Stoute Foundation, right? You all will raise funds, and every year, instead of me having to depend on people for sponsorship for it, you know, the funds that you raise, you all can write the checks. I have the songman. The songman is $2,000. You write it. You give them the money. That's fine. You know, you write and so you'll be controlling everything. And when I die, you all take over the thing. You know, because this is where you all were born, and you all will be able to run it. You know, I would love that, because I would not like to see this die at all. It's too important. You know, too many wonderful things have happened for too many people. And I really do hope that they will accept that challenge and you know, and do what I asked of them, you know, before it's time for me to leave this world. You know, I would be very happy to know that that they're and I really would like them to continue. I'm not asking any member of my family to do it. I want them to do it, because I think it's important that we have people who've been there before that understands, you know, who can continue to make our young people in Barbados feel proud.
We spent a lot of time talking about the competition, which is a big part of your legacy.
Yes.
But I don't want to forget the fact that you are a major performer in your own right. Mm-hmm. As we started out by saying, with some major hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the songs like Vehicle, Best Part of My Day, those kind of songs. Are you the writer of most of your tunes? I wrote
quite a few of my songs. I wrote What's the Use of Loving Somebody Gonna Break Your Heart. I wrote Mr. Rich Man. You know that.
I know Mr. Rich Man, right? Yeah, man. As a Richard Stoute fan,
I wrote Unity. I wrote things like You Can Make It If You Try, Rock Steady Christmas. I wrote quite a few songs.
What about What Bag I Mean? You wrote
No, Satsmore wrote that.
Okay.
Yeah,
who wrote Best Part of My Day?
Satsmore wrote that as well.
You should have checked it, because you remember you said when you get one woman in the church room is gone.
Yeah.
That might have been a trick move.
Maybe Sats know what was happening.
You might have heard something.
You think you could have organized to get Satchmore here?
Me, I don't.
He's still around?
Yes, Stats is still very much around. I'm sure that I'm pretty sure.
He's a name that a lot of people don't know, but his shadow is large. So.
Yeah, but Stats has made a really fantastic contribution to our musical spirit, and he's written for a lot of people.
He's who sing Wait and Give Me for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know
give me anything you can steer. Yeah. But
you know, the one thing about I'm glad you touched on the recording aspect of it, because I have never received 1 cent for my music in Barbados.
Huh?
I say it again. I've never received 1 penny
to
for
this
my music
day?
Up to this day.
You registered with COSCAP?
Let me explain. I was a member of PRS since 1985, before there was any COSCAP. I used to receive royalties from PRS from Germany, England, Trinidad, whatever, all the years. And then my attorney, Mr. David Commisong, said to me one day that he would want to investigate why I'm not receiving royalties from the stations in Barbados. So I said, fine, but that's good. So he wrote CBC and asked him why I was not receiving any royalties. So they summoned me to a meeting, and the lady, Miss Aline, she said to me, so you wrote CBC about your royalties? I said, yes, well, because, my lawyer did write you, not me. She said, well, okay, well, you know what? We're going to ban your music from today until we can get to the bottom of this. This is God's truth. I can say anything because I only say was
that is nuts.
And then I said, you said ban? She said, yeah, we have to ban the music till we can get this right with our lawyer. I said, okay, Miss Arlene, well, then if that's the way it's going to be, well, I guess I don't have no other choice but to wait till my lawyer comes back and tell him what you said. That same day, I had an interview with Arturo Valentino to promote my Teen Talent show. And I'm spending money with CBC to promote my show. So then Pearson Boyne, he's in charge of the music up there, he walked into the studio and he said to Arturo, don't play his music. His music has been banned. So when David Commisong came back to Barbados, I called him. I said, David, they banned my music off the radio. He said, what? I said, yeah. So he said, you put the phone down. So I put the phone down. In about 10 minutes' time, he called me back. And he said to me, put your radio to any station on CBC, and you'll hear my music playing. I don't know what he told him, but the music was back on. The next day, Mr. Commisong received a letter a hand-delivered letter from Rod London, who was the manager at the time. And I have a copy of the letter at home. So I can tell you, it says, sorry for our tardiness, but Mr. Stoute's royalties have been paid to COSCAP. So David then wrote COSCAP and asked COSCAP about the royalties. COSCAP said, well, he's not a member of COSCAP, so we sent his money to PRS. David then wrote PRS and said to PRS, well, where's my client's money? He said, well, if you can get the amount of airplay he had for his original stuff for the past 3 years, we will pay him. So I summoned Ronnie Clark of Voice of Barbados and Rod London of the CBC to give me some clearance on the amount of times that my music was played in the last 3 years. When I got it, when Mr. Commisong got it, he posted it to PRS in London. And up to now, I have not received 1 penny. I know my good friend and buddy, the international singer Lou Jigskirten, has the same problem. Lou has never received any money here yet either. And he's a member of ASCAP. So these are things that people they don't know about. So people see you walking the street, but they don't know the background. They don't know what you're going through. But like I said, I'm a very strong believer in God, and I believe that God is going to work this out for me. Man will fail you, but God will not. And I think that eventually, the right thing will be done. And he will instruct them, to give me what's mine, because it's
wrong.
It's
that's
important.
wrong, man.
Your lawyer is a man I consider a national hero.
Yes, I think so too. I have a lot of respect for Mr. Commisong. Yeah. He's an amazing man. When I was looking for a place to host my workshops and my rehearsals with the kids and all that, I was struggling to get that done. And through a guy called David Denny. I told David Denny of my plight, and David spoke to Mr. Commisong. Mr. Commisong summoned me to his office and gave me a bunch of keys. He said, listen, what you're doing is so important. You can use this building anytime. And this is about 6 years now. I have been going to that place every Thursday evening with those kids. And sometimes he would come down and speak with them, mingle with them, give his views on how he thinks things should go. He's just an amazing man.
Yeah, he is.
And I want to thank him very much for all the time and the opportunity he's given me to further work with these young people. Yeah.
Well deserve the praise they're getting because like when you look at it nowadays, people just think about it as they're just singing. But there's a way to get them away from a lot of voices of this world.
Absolutely.
And there's a way to help them. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might not. A lot of children might not see it. No, because when children young, they want to be a fireman, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want to be everything in the world. But this, what you're doing, is giving them a directive on where where they can go.
Absolutely.
And it's well deserved, Mr. Stoute.
And we have so many problems with our children today that things like this. It's very important that we do things like this because they're the future. If your children fail, Barbados fails.
Yeah, it's true.
And so therefore you have to give them every opportunity to succeed as young people. And I want to do this. I have an essay competition which speaks of them. This year, the essay was based on how do you see disability? Do you think disabilities could be done for them? What do you think can expand the horizons in terms of making them better persons and all that? And I had trouble getting sponsorship for the essay competition. I had one major company who said they would sponsor it. Then they said they couldn't sponsor it. $1,000 for the winner. And then Ricky Duran from New Jersey, I spoke to him about it, and he sat with his organization and said, look, what this man doing it makes sense. So he then added a second prize of $500 and $250 for the third prize. And this came from overseas.
They don't even realize that they got a cow here, but they rather go import milk.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They don't realize it at all. They don't know
so I remember I have a friend too who entered the competition. He didn't get too far because he can't sing the pretty. But he won the essay competition. And now he's the head of one of the most successful advertising agencies in Barbados.
Is that the guy who did Morning Barbados and all that?
No, okay. This is Devin Griffith. I don't know if you remember that name.
Yes, the name rings a bell. Yes. So, and then we have awards for the most attentive parent and all that, because let's say you brought your daughter and you were more attentive than the other parents. At the end of the year, you win an award that your daughter can see to put on your wall.
That's important too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very important.
That is telling your child, look, I've been there for you since this time. Some years ago, there was a conflict between a husband and wife. And they went to court. And the lawyer asked me for a statement of the amount of times that the husband had gone to the workshop. And it was every day. It was every day, I was able, and that helped him. No, I said, no, this man is always here with his child.
You had proof based on his attendance at the competition that he was an attentive father.
And I'm glad you said that because when you leave my workshop, you don't leave unless you sign out. Because I'm a responsible person. If your child comes to my workshop,
keep everything straight and narrow.
Once a parent called and said, Mr. Stoute, my daughter came in home at 11 o'clock last night. What time did she leave there? I said, hold on a minute. I go into the register. I said, she leave at 7. That's the count. The schools don't do that, but I do it. I believe that every school should be accountable for every child that leaves the school because when the child leaves school, you can go anywhere. And the parents should know where that child been and why it took so long to get home. All these things are very important. If you're really responsible, you should be able to give an accountability of where this child came from after your workshop. Because if something happens to him or her, coming from the workshop, the media would say she went to the Richard Stoute workshop.
Yes, they hold to say former.
That's right.
Former Richard Stoute.
No school. Although they might be wearing the school uniform.
Right.
So it's a reflection.
Right.
So we got some youngsters I know has watched this show. Some of them are rappers, hip hop artists, dancehall artists, dub artists. They got a place for them, bashment soca artists. They got a place for them at Richard Stoute Teen Talent.
There's a place for everybody. As long as you have behavior, you come there to conduct yourself well. And because I'm a sticker for that. If you don't have respect, then we're going to have problems. You don't
care how good you can say.
I don't care about that. I think that if the schools would adopt my policy, we would have less violence.
What policy is that?
The policy is making sure that everybody understands what the level of playing field, the level playing field that I have, that you behave yourself or you be sent home. As simple as all that. I sent 10 men off a cricket field and play myself already, you know.
What? Give me this, Rick.
Chapman Lane were playing the Orleans. The mighty Gabby can tell you about this. The first ball I delivered was at a boxer called Young Waddell. He's now deceased. He was playing with Chapman Lane. Top edge the ball. And this guy goes on the ball, Cortez, and when the ball got to him, instead of catch the ball, he did like this. And the ball dropped down in front of him. I said, what's happening there, man? Why you didn't catch the ball? He said, the sun in my eyes. I said, well, when you go off, when you feel rain, come back on. Because they know we're going to be going off.
Yeah. So let me ask you this first. You was the captain.
I was the captain.
Okay. Continue, sir.
I've always been a leader.
Yeah. You're going on the vice captain.
I always like to lead. I believe that leadership is my role.
Take the role. You take it up on your own.
I'd love to be a leader. I think leadership is very important. Yeah. You know, when you're confident, you lead.
You're a good politician, you know, Mr. Stoute.
But I said to him, but when you feel the rain come down, you come back on. So the keeper said, well, that's foolishness. I said, well, you leave too.
When the rain come
you follow him.
Yeah, wait till the rain come out.
But that doesn't make no sense. I said, but then you leave too then, if it doesn't make sense. He said, anybody else? Man, be done. I said, well, you'll go on. So Gabby, just as Mr. Green is sitting there, Gabby was standing like this, long off. And I said, so what, you playing here? He said, well, we can't play birds. I said, well, you leave too, Gabby. So he left too.
You sound like a dictator, Mr. Stoute.
No,
that's straight and narrow.
It's not dictatorship. It is what I want to happen on my cricket field. Right. I'm in charge, right? So I want you to understand that if you go to work at any institution in Barbados, you do what the boss says.
It's true.
Or you go home. As simple as all that. People don't want to respect people in the forum because of where they come from and who they are. So I said, so Gabby, he's gone off the field. And they asked me what I'm doing. I said, I'm playing by myself. Chapman Lane made 788 off me. I climbed, we were playing with a skin hopping ball, you know.
Yeah, skin ball, green ball.
Right. I climbed a paling that had about 15 dogs and took the ball up, and the dogs didn't do me nothing. I came back over the. So they thought, the man climbed up the field and said, well, he's dead now. But the dogs look at me and say, is this guy crazy?
All right, then. The dogs can't be having a buggy.
How this guy get? They did me nothing. I came back and I got them out eventually for 788.
788?
The whole of Chapman and the audience came out there on West Bay Pass to watch me play. This is gospel, you know. I'm serious.
Wow, that's cool.
So when I got them out, they told me, you know, you can bat 11 times. They said, oh, but thank you very much, man. So I went to the pipe and drank some water.
Because you need the water. You need the water.
You gotta hear the story. So when I go to bat now, I saw a long off, long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg. I said, well, you're probably keeping the dance down there because no balls in there. So every ball they bowled to me, I blocked it. So when I bowled about 10 overs, he keep saying, man, but Stoute, you have to run. I say, for which party, the DLP or the BLP? I can't make 788. I'm playing for a draw. So when about 20 overs bowled, they never got me out at all. I have that, man, like, I done, man. I said, but that one. I done too. And they all walked off. So I went and wrote on the paling, which is Stoute beat Chapman Lane by himself. And it was a fact.
So all the quit, you met, one man met a whole side quit.
Cigar Feastovers came to me and asked me, he said, listen, you know Gabby tell a lot of lies. I want to know.
Gabby?
Yeah, he said, Cigar Feastovers asked me, he says, did this happen? I said, yes, it did. He said, but there's one record in cricket I cannot break. Even if I can, I know I can't get that done. Still give you something else, man. But that, you know, that's the way I see life. I see life as getting things done properly. I've never started my teen talent show late. It's 7 is 7. If one person is there, the show starts. I remember one evening the drummer, I used to use like bands at that time, but the drummer turned up late. And I went outside, the drum was there, but no sticks. I went outside and broke 2 sticks off the tree and played the drum myself in the park, in Queen's Park. one evening I sang a cappella to make sure that at that time I started at 6. But I believe that everything should be started on time. If you cross the road all the time, you get knocked down. If you take off the food all the time, it's burnt.
Properly, or
if you go to the doctor all the time, you're dead.
Yeah.
Timing is very important. I believe that you have to be always punctual about everything. If you go to the airport to catch your plane, you have to be there on time. If not, the plane goes and leave.
I ain't gonna pay more money to get on your next plane.
Absolutely, makes no sense. You got a job, you got to go work on time, you get fired, right? So time is very. I remember a cab driver came to me one time. I told him come to me at 10. He came at 10:15. So when I saw 10:05, I called another cab. So when he was turning the cab, the cab was turning the cab as well. So he said, I know get here. I said, well, look, I give him, the time that you sell in the market. I give him a ball of time. I said, you should keep this in your car because you don't know what time is. But this should remind you that time is very important. I'm going with this guy. I went with the other guy. Because I have no time to waste, because...
Only time in the jar.
That's right. We allow people to keep us back. You cannot let people keep you back.
Not even.
And if you fall for it once,
you got to get ahead with your life. The people. What is the point of you having people, somebody around you, who's going to drag you, who's putting you back from doing what you're doing?
Right.
It's like a marriage. You marry a woman, it's not working out. You got to go somewhere else. You got to.
You wasting my time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you get home and it don't feel like the best part of your day,
right.
Something wrong.
Something is wrong.
But that's not telling you.
But no,
go ahead.
It's very important. And then if we talk about looking at life realistically, I had a relationship with a lady in 1976. She put me on Christmas Eve. 1976, I bought the ham, the turkey, the ram, everything, the whiskey, everything. But she felt that it was time for me to go. I said, but tomorrow's Christmas. He said, no, well, you go by the lady that you're going by all the time. You're leaving here today. So I had to leave Christmas Eve. But today that lady and I are still very good friends. You know why?
The ham was good?
I can tell you a story about that. When I decided to pass by the house in the Christmas bank holiday to see if another guy had gone into the house. So when I got there, I saw some cars parked outside, and the man was eating my ham. I was about to ask him a piece, but I was too embarrassed. But it caused, you know what? I turned a negative into positive. I said, you boy, this shouldn't happen to you again. You got to get your own place. Today I live with me. Today I have my own home. Because I turned a negative into a positive. Instead of being mad with her, I respected the fact that she made a decision, and it made me grow as a man.
That's a lesson a lot of men today should learn.
Exactly. But if you come around me, you don't get lessons, then you're not listening. Because I'm all about learning people the ideologies of life. And what it means, what life is all about, and the importance of it, And so, therefore, that was the lesson that I kept in my heart all the time, and I went through brimstone and fire to get the property too, because when I went to 4 banks to get the property, because it's a house that was already built. And when I was told that I had to give up the house that I was renting, it was November. I said, is this going to happen to me again, Christmas again? So I prayed about it, and like a voice said to me, go through the door and go to your right, Black Rock still. And I turned to my right, and I looked through the gap, and I saw people moving from the house, and I ran to the people. And I said, you all are moving from here? I said, yeah. I said, well, look, can I get the number for the lady? Because the guy just said he want to get this house. I said, so she said, yeah, sure, go inside and use the phone because it's still in. And I called. When I called, it was a lady called Savitri Mahan, a Guyanese lady who's now deceased. And she said, oh, dear Richard, well, I'm so glad to rent you this house. I know you'll pay me. I said, you got that right. I will. And I got the key from her, and I lived there for 7 years, renting a house from her. And then she told me that she was going to sell because she was beginning to feel ill and so on. And she said, but can you get a mortgage? I said, I sure can. But when I went to 4 banks, and the 4 banks, all 4 of them told me, well, you know, you're a good guy, you're a good man, but, you know, banks don't lend entertainers money. I'll never forget that. Because you all don't have a stable salary and stuff like that, so we can't give you the mortgage. I said to each one of them, one of you will give me this mortgage. I don't know which one it is. Each one of them told me that. I said, one of you are going to give me this mortgage. And they said, okay, well, we see what happens. And then I prayed about that again. And like the Lord said to me, you know, go to Oinafo. Oinafo was the Prime Minister of Barbados at that time. I journeyed to Bay Street, asked the guy to speak to him, the security guard said, well, you know, you have to make an appointment. And so I said, but if you can just call him and let me have one word with him, just you know, I wouldn't mind. So he said, yeah, Stoute, what's the matter with you, man? You killed somebody? I said, no, somebody want to kill me. So he said, okay, well, look, man, I know where you hang out. You go to the #1 record shop. I'm coming down by Val tomorrow, about 1 o'clock, and I will talk to you and see what I can do for you. So he came down. And I was sitting there when he walked in the door. He said, what happened, man? And I told him, you know, I want to buy this property, but they tell me that I'm an entertainer, I can't get a mortgage. And he said, they told you that you can't get a mortgage in Barbados. They understand the contribution that you made to this country. What are they telling you? He said, listen, go home. Somebody's going to call you tomorrow morning. About 10 o'clock, the guy from Scotiabank called, and he said, so your mortgage has been approved. I said, but not by you. He said, well, I want you to know the Prime Minister don't run this bank. I said, well, when I call him this evening to thank him, I'll tell him what you told me. And he said these words. He said, look, please, don't tell that man I told you that. Don't tell Oinafo I told you that.
I have to go on a big chest more money.
So I said, okay, well, I'll keep my word. But I want to come and see you now because I want to get on with this business. I'm excited. So I go take the shower. I came out of the shower. The phone rang again. Stoute, me here again, man. Don't tell that man. I said, no, I give you my word. That's it. Event, signed up, and that was it. When I completed the mortgage, I called Mr. Arthur and I said, listen, I want to thank you. I just finished paying for the place, and I would always remember, I'm grateful to you for this. And he said, but you know, if I had any doubts about you, I would not have done it. I know the type of man you are. And I got to tell you, I made sure that I never missed 1 month payment. I made sure that I did not embarrass Mr. Arthur at no point at all. And I can complete it. And it's the one thing that I always wanted to do when I reached the ripe age of 70. I never wanted to be in the street asking anybody for anything. I wanted to be at myself in my own home, you know. And I thank God that I have accomplished that. That's the most important thing to me. A man's home is his castle, and the most important thing in life is to have somewhere to go, to where you can be comfortable and not to be a bother to anybody else.
That's a real good thing. Mm-hmm. What I want to get back to was when you were speaking about your time and how punctual you were.
Yes.
That was rules that was given us straight off the bat. Mr. Stoute, very punctual. If you see he can be there at 7:30,
that's right.
He ain't gonna be there at 7:31. Now when we was driving coming up, it was like, yo, well, you know we going to do the show, I think. He was at the gas station in Carolina Village.
Yes.
Adrian got a call. Yo, that was Neil. The gentleman there said, no, waiting. I was like, what? I'm ready? Yep. Like usually we come in here, have to sit down, wait on guests. You was the first person that I can remember in a long time that actually got here before we even get here.
Well, I don't know why that happens because you have to keep your word. You know,
your word is your bond.
Your word is your bond. You might have somebody else coming right after me, and then because of me,
you slip up in front, you messed up.
Yeah,
it's true.
I had gone to an attorney's office one morning for an appointment. He said to be there for 9:30. I was there at 9:15, and I'm sitting there waiting on this guy. 9:30 he's not there, 10 o'clock he's not there. And I said to his secretary, can you call your boss and let him know that I'm here? So she said, okay, no problem. So she called. She said, I didn't get you to him. I said, okay, well, when he comes, tell him that I was here and that you'll never see me again. I was out there when somebody else, because you cannot let people stop you from getting ahead with your life. When your bitchy comes over the radio, it says the death of whoever your name is. The only thing people do is come and throw rocks on you. So you're responsible for yourself. And if everybody would understand that, there'll be less problems. You will understand that you have a reason to be the man that you are. And don't let nobody stop you from being a man, because a man is a man that has to reach for the things that he believes in honestly and care about what he has to do in terms of his own productivity. Many people fail because they have not taken the time to look at their productivity. What am I doing with myself? Can I do this better? You have to be smart. You have to be, people target you. I was in Bridgetown a couple of weeks ago, and this guy showed it from across the street because I'm well attired and all that, and my name is Richard Stoute. He thinks I'm a rich man, and he says, Richard Stoute, I need a loan. I want a loan, man. I said, but you're alone already. I ain't see nobody with you. So you have to be always on the ball with these people.
You're going to be on point.
Yeah. If you're not, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
People would always be looking to get at you and so on. And if you're a nice man, they would target you. And
a lot of them only see the code. They don't see how hard it was to get it when you pass.
You have to be very, 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 very alert, to situations and what's happening around you. If not, you're going to find yourself wanting. And it's always nice to be nice to people, to be caring, to be respectful. I think that we need to go back to those times. I think that we lack the ability to respect each other. And if black people would just respect each other and say nice things to each other, we will have a better place. There will be no violence. And I really do believe that all the parents in Barbados should be allowed to go into their classroom of their child for at least 1 day per term. You know why? Because the parents will get to meet each other. And they will feel the atmosphere that their kids are in. And they would exchange words, knowledge of who they are. And so that when there's a problem at school, the two parents can come together and discuss it and say, well, look, my child told me this and that. So what can we do about this? And so that you don't have squabbles, you don't have fights, because there's communication. Communication is the greatest asset to life. You have to communicate with people in order to understand what is happening around you. All these are little things that we need to introduce into our systems. If not, we're always going to have the kids always in problems, and the aggression. You have to sit with your kids and talk about anger management. How do you handle situations? How do you avoid fights with people? And unless our parents go back to that, you're always going to have these problems. There's too much violence in this country, too much anger, too much aggression. And it's unnecessary,
I see you extended all your musical talent. Well, Sherry Stoute, that's your.
My daughter, yeah, she lives in England. She plays. She used to like steel pan.
She went to school at St. Lucie Secondary School.
That's right.
Yeah, that's my home girl.
And she said to me that she lives in England now. She told me she don't think she'll ever come back here to live because she was disappointed when she came back after 10 years. They brought her back here for an anniversary show that I had. Mm-hmm. And she said to me, Dad, these people, I came back here after 10 years. I asked somebody, how's Miss Jones doing? And all they do is talk about Miss Jones in a negative way. Oh, Miss Jones is this, she's that. How's Mr. Hall? Mr. Hall is this, She said nobody had nothing good to say about nobody at all. And that's another area that we must be careful with. We have to be careful how we drag down people. You know, the time you spend to drag down someone, lift them up, man. You know, give a fellow a lifting hand, you know, and because you're not going to gain anything by destroying another person's life. You know, what does it profit you to do that? You know, and then people lie. People lie on you. People sit down and they know they're lying, but they're so bent on destruction and the pain to cause you. You know, it's ridiculous. I have a son. You know, Kevin Stoute is my son.
Cricketer.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kevin Stoute is my son. And
Ricky Stoute.
Yeah, Ricky Stoute is my son as well.
I remember him from Club Maliki days in here. That's
right.
But he could tell name now what they change the name to. Almond Beach.
Yes.
But he used to perform in a club.
He won the CBU song contest too, but he lives in Germany. He's doing very well in Germany. And then my son, who's a cricketer. And I was in a conversation one night with one of the hierarchies of the BCA. And the question came up as to why he has not progressed. And this guy is the team manager. He's the manager of the team. He says to me, it's because of you. I said, me? He said, yeah. I said, well, what do you mean by that? But what have I done? I mean, all I do here is good things. I've never been to any police station, no court, nothing like that. I just do things that are uplifting to people. He said, Stoute, that's the problem. The problem is that your name is so large in Barbados that every time your name comes up, Kevin's name comes up too, and he's ostracized because of you have 2 national awards. You didn't go to school. Listen, what he did report his speech here. You didn't go to school like Common Mayor and Hearts and Cars and things like that, and you're not really a mixer, you know, with these people and so on, and so they see that as detrimental, and I this is his view. I said, can I repeat what you said? He said, yeah. He said, sure, you can. That's how he's saying it. He said, that's not my view, but that's how I see these people see you. I took the phone up one day and called another member of the association and asked him if that was, and he agreed with what the manager said. He said, well, it seems that way to me. So you see the point I made earlier about people judging you on, you know, where you came from, and, you know, because I'm from New Orleans. You know.
Have you had a conversation with Kevin about that situation?
Yes.
How does he feel about that?
Oh, well, I tell you, I think Kevin is an amazing child. Kevin has gone through so much. One time Barbados got ball up for 64, and he made 34 out of them. The next 2 games, he was dropped from the team. He's captain of the cricket team. He wins games. And then somebody has come back, he's replaced as captain. He has his second most highest runs in a team one time, and, you know, then he's not playing anymore, you know. So, but I just love the way he deals with it. He doesn't wish him no bad luck. He's just hanging there. He rolls with the punches. You know, he's just a very strong guy, you know. I have to tell you, they couldn't do that to me.
Yeah, you direct.
Oh, no.
You will pull up the salt.
No, but he's a cricketer, right? You know, and he plays cricket. That's his thing, you know. But I would have told him, listen, gentlemen, I thank you all very much, but I'm out of here. Yeah, because I don't understand people, you know, turning me around and taking advantage of me. I don't, because disrespecting me. I don't like that. If you're going to disrespect me, I'm not going to appreciate that, because I don't disrespect no one. And I believe that life is give and take. You should give back to people what they give to you. And so, you know, so these are the little things, and, you know, that you get in this life that you have to deal with. You have to be a very strong person and understand that the man is just another man like you, you know, and that mistakes will be made, and that people make decisions that is detrimental to your life, you know, and that everyone who smiles with you is not your friend. Sure. Everyone who comes to your door is not your friend.
Sure.
And that there's
you can't see where you're going, your house.
Yes, that's right. And that wickedness prevails, you know, and people are wicked, you know. Me, I trust the Almighty God.
So I see you have 3 kids. Ricky get this singing.
Yes.
Sherry got the directness of you.
Yes.
And Kevin is his name. He got the cricket.
Yeah, but don't forget, I had a son. My first son.
I think I heard you talk about.
My first son died 1991. Yeah, I was in London performing. And again, I tell you how spiritual my life is. I played at a place called Tudor Rose. Dale Husbands was my keyboard player. And when I got there was about 10 Calypsonians, really knocking on the place. So a Barbadian guy said to me, he said, but Richard, how are you going to sing here tonight, man? This is all calypso. People are all banging down. Everybody is walking up and all that. And you're a ballad man. I said, sir, if you can sing anywhere. And I went on about 2 o'clock in the morning. And the first song I did was a song called On Chain Melody. And the people ran, I thought it was at the drill hall all over again in the 70s. People ran from down the back right up the stage. Because it was different, I was just being me. This is me. I'm not doing what they're doing. And when I came off the stage, there were 4 white guys there waiting on me. They wanted to talk to me. They wanted to sign me. They want me to go back to Barbados. And they came into my dressing room, and Dale was sitting there with me. And Dale's husband said, boy, this is it for you. You're not going back to Barbados. This is the end for you. I said, Dale, you're right. It looks like I'm going to take off from here to my international career. And I was staying not far from where we were. I got Burton Sands, who's a former entertainer here. We hang out because it was an old year's night till about 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I got home. The phone rang, and the lady told me that somebody's on the phone crying. So I said, crying? So I ran to the phone, because I'm supposed to meet with these gentlemen the next day to discuss my professional career. And it was my niece, Cheryl, which is my sister's daughter, on the phone telling me that my first son died on his job at the Cliff Restaurant. He had an asthma attack, and he succumbed to asthma.
Wow.
So that knocked the wind out of my sails. So I flew back. David Hooper who's now deceased. He worked with the airlines at that time, and I had called him and asked him if there was any way he can get me out of England as quickly as possible. And that's how I came back to Barbados. When I got back here the Saturday morning, I went straight to the morgue, and there were some people outside eating pudding sauce. And they said, you came to look for your son? I said, yeah, I came to see my son. He said, well, go in there and you pull out one of those drawers, you see. But when I pulled out, I saw an old lady, I saw an old man, a little girl, a little boy. About 6 or 7 people before I got to see my son. When I saw him, he was just there. So, I sunk to my knees, but I've always felt that was God talking. God didn't want me to be out of Barbados. Because let me say this, I have been able to do so much to help other people.
And Mr. Loss, it was great again.
Oh yeah, that was astonishing. It was really amazing. I had gone down to, I left there and I went to a place called Nelson Arms in Broad Street, and I sat at the bar, and I must have drank a case of Guinness. I was just in shock, in awe, and my suitcase there was next to me, and and the lady behind the bar, she said to me, but you want more? I said, yeah. I said, just give it to me. And I walked out of there like if I drank Coke or something.
You never had no feeling?
No.
I remember that long.
No, my son's death was devastating, very, very devastating, and I will always remember, how I felt during that time. But again, you don't question God. God knows exactly what He's doing, and I believe that He knew that I had to be here, and thank God. Look what I'm doing, and and I know my son must be saying, it's so wonderful to see what is happening in my father's life, And it's a great thing when you have a spiritual understanding, and if people would believe more in the Almighty God, they would see better. I think that we have lost our focus. And you don't have to go to church every day, every Sunday, every week. But you have to respect the fact that there's a supreme being and that he's capable of doing all things. All things. All things. And I believe firmly that he has been responsible for me in, you know, being as productive as I am and helps me out of all circumstances. All. And I'm glad that Mr. Green reflected on the fact tonight that people see entertainers as hooligans and things like that. Because I remember as a little boy, if somebody goes to a home for a girlfriend and he plays steel pan, they would think, well, you know, we don't want him in this family. Whoa. Because he was a pan player or whatever, consoling whatever. So they always, you don't judge people. You know, it's bad to judge people. You get to know people first before you start making judgment on them, and then you will have a better understanding of who they are.
Well, I think tonight you have given Barbados a great understanding of who you are, and we really appreciate you coming into the body room and sharing with us.
And I want to say to you that I'm honored, and the respect that I have for you as a performer, as a poet, it's absolutely phenomenal. And I want to thank you for the opportunity that you gave me tonight to speak to people who probably never even saw me before, and I hope that it has been an inspiration to lots of people.
There's more that could be said, so don't think this is the last time, huh?
Yeah, man.
Well, you know, I'm here. You know, I think, you know, there's nothing better than making other people happy. I'll do anything to make someone happy. Once happiness is a person that's happy is always a happy person for me.
I could go home tonight and write the share because she actually on my Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Because she remember me from going to school at St. Because I think
Yes.
she was a class below me, something like that. At school I could go home and say, Sherry, we finally met the great Richard Stoute. I hear many stories about you, Sherry. You really know, but I know some stories about you, Sherry. You know, but he's always looked at the father as the leader of the family.
Yes.
He's the backbone of the family. And I can say this without a shadow of a doubt. This short space of time we spend together, you're a great backbone, Mr. Stoute.
I think that you're a great backbone too. I think that every human being is a great backbone.
Yeah.
I spoke tonight about respecting people.
Yeah.
This is the first time I met you, but it feels like I've known you for 10 years because I respect you.
Yeah.
You know, but you walk into a room and people, you know, people look at you. They don't want to give you that respect.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
And if it's just, all I'm asking people to do is please respect each other.
Yeah.
You know, don't be nasty. You know, be good, be nice. Say nice things and, you know, let nature take its course and remember that when the bird was alive, the bird ate the ants. But when the bird died, the ants ate the bird. Just remember that. Today for me.
Tomorrow for you.
Tomorrow's for you.
Yo.
And always pray for good things for people. Always try to, you know, to make sure that you put a good taste in people's mouths.
That is one thing that I could say is that I learned a lot. In this short space, I learned a lot from you, Mr. Stoute. And that's the thing what you're saying, because a lot of people see you, like often I see you walking Robert Street.
Yep.
The whole, like, what was said tonight, I would have, like, in my wildest dreams, I would have never think that is what bring Richard Stoute. Richard Stoute that people hear. I take tonight, they see a totally different side.
That's what I'm saying, you see, because knowledge is the key. And people are too judgmental of people without knowing. You know, people know of you, but they don't know you.
And I'm not quick to say bad about you before you say saying good.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a very envious society. People are very envious of people.
Yeah.
The people who envy you, you've never done them anything, Mr. Green. You know, it's you know, because of that's the way we are. We are very envious people. And I don't know why we're like that, but we need to be more absent from that envy, and all it does is make you old and foolish.
Yeah.
You know.
I see.
When
you're walking, as what people used to say, all the food that yourself eating up your foreign clothes.
That's right.
you know what I mean?
It make you die before your time. You know. Why not take all that garbage out of your system and put something in good, you know, and clean yourself up, you know, and be nice, you
clean
know.
Up your heart and come.
Yes, you know, it is really an honor to walk down Broad Street and meet people and greet them and talk to them and, you know, spend time with them, have a drink with them, and, you know, I think I must be the only Italian who's in Broad Street almost every day, you know.
Because you pass you a couple of times and show you, like, Mr. Stoute, yo, clean. Like, thank you.
I love to be in town, man.
Yeah.
I like the people. You know, I'm a people's man, you know what I mean? So you know, and I really appreciate people like Rasta man, Barefoot man, because I know where I came from.
Right.
And I don't ever forget that. And like I said earlier, if you forget where you come from, you don't know where you're going. And I thank God I was born in New Orleans, right there in the city, where they said the vagabonds came from. I'm glad I was born there because it taught me how not to be a vagabond.
Out of the many dirt is come a diamond.
That's right, absolutely.
Stand up tall,
You are who you know you are, not who you think you are. Because if you think you're a dog, you start barking.
And you can't fleece and mange.
Yeah, and you bite people too.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's you that has to make me mind look. Be nice, man. Be nice. You know, do beautiful things. You know,
be nice in the boiler room.
Yeah,
this was a nice boiler room, Farrell. What you said?
This was a nice boiler room.
Yeah, man.
Real nice. A class act. Show what class is made of.
Thank you,
Mr. Stoute. It's been an honor, sir. I cannot say it any better. And next year when we doing the anniversary again with in November, I hope you can come back and join us again.
Just let me know when you need me to come back. I'll be
see that? Just
call me.
Yeah, man. Adrian, anything to add?
Man, listen, we got the history of Jackie Opel, the future of the Richard Stoute Teen Talent Show, the legacy of Richard Stoute, the man.
Talk family.
Listen,
every topic.
When I had a good one tonight here, I want to appreciate it.
Yeah.
This has been the boiler room.
Yo,
the
H2P Media Production.
The Far Right.
Yeah.
H2P.
Yeah. You know we always in here.
Out.
And bad. Done talk. Boom.